So, let us envision you're sitting in a little cramped office room. It's located right next to the kitchens, so there's like a heat coming through the wall that your chairs are up against. And there's a desk in front of you, scattered and covered with papers. And to either side of you or next to you, depending on where you are sitting, there are two others in the room. And there's a fourth chair that's empty, and then of course a chair behind the desk. But you have at least a few quiet moments. You all were ushered in here by a rather mousy and nervous-looking little halfling woman who has vanished. And you're now waiting in this little office space. What do you do?
Stare straight forward. Perfectly level.
I would like to just wave my my hand right in front of what I assume are Kronos' eyes. Just slowly, just to test reaction.
Jake, would you like to describe what he is waving his hand in front of?
Yeah, sure. So it's an entirely silverish colored body, just head to toe, iron colored armor. You see just ever so slightly like purple lights behind his eyes, as well as maybe perhaps something glowing within the armor, just in like the places that aren't maybe perfectly put together so that there is physical movement. Very a la Terminator. Otherwise, I mean, there's no armor. There's just like some basic equipment attached in various places with different mechanisms. As soon as you wave your hand, head snap to you. Hi, I'm Contro.
A pleasure to meet you, Contro. My name is Edwardo.
And may you describe yourself?
Eduardo is a youngish. I mean, he's an elf, so that means that he's like in his 50s, but that's young for an elf. He is pretty extravagantly dressed. Has a debonair air to him, and like a more magnificent mustache that I have. Is the sword at his hip. He's feeling pretty good about what's going on in this situation. He thought that the robot might be less friendly than that, but he liked that. He's feeling good about this.
I would like to the face features of Concho are fully movable. Like there is a smile just locked on his face.
Yeah, Eduardo approves.
I do want the eyes to kind of look like to be scanning you up and down just repeatedly, just like looking over all everything you got going on.
As you feel yourself being taken in.
Yeah, no, loving it.
Fast. So there's a robot and a dapper sea elf just basking in the glory of attention.
Yes.
And a quieter figure beside them.
You all are going to see a female minotaur. She's got little horns and she's got super shaggy hair. It's kind of in her face. She's calling them bangs, but she just needs a haircut. And she is, she's ripped, but she's dressed in like fairly regular clothes, and she's just like, "Hi, I'm Aarensii."
A pleasure to meet you, and then I do a courtly bow.
Like my head continues spinning in the direction that it turned originally, so all the way around the other way. Hi, I'm Contro.
Aarensii is going to be like, "Well, that probably shouldn't have made a full circle, but here we are. Nice to meet you, Contro."
And I'll let you know. So the bulk of Aarensii, these are cramped little chairs. So if she's full-figured and muscular. I'm also kind of picturing like the curly Scottish Highlander like cow but minotaur when you're talking about the fringy bangs, like just little curly hairs,
parted with like a sparkly clip right
into
here.
Machine Gun Contro.
Yeah, she is. That chair is if she stands up, so is that chair.
Oh yeah, because it's definitely got arms on it, little wooden arms that are
Yeah.
It's a little bit of creaking every time she moves. And so, of course, also, Where are we
I'm
feeling
like
positioned in the
perched on my
room? Who's
chair.
closest
I'm
to the
barely
door?
seated. I'm like on the back, but I'm like that.
Just lounging up against the wall on your chair?
Yes.
I think Aarensii might be closest to the door. She's just probably eager to meet someone and talk about this because she's really excited about it.
And then, so then if you're closest to the door, there's probably the empty seat in the corner chair, which I suppose at this point, Admiral Edwardo would spill over into with your lounging, since the fourth member doesn't seem to be arriving. And as you all are greeting one another, again, the door bursts open and this timid but frenetic little halfling woman with kind of like Madame Trelawney style, like wild hair but up in a bun, just kind of crazy, walks in and goes, I'm so sorry. So we were waiting for our fourth member, but she cannot make it. We've just received a message. So I'm so sorry. Normally we allow competitors to meet one another before the fight. But you are, I don't know if you've noticed our secure sending stone right up there at the red light in the, it's been recording your interaction, and it will follow us throughout the facility as we get to know one another just a little bit. And yeah, that captured image will be sent to your competitor, and once she has come in for her check-in session, we shall send it to you. So don't worry, no one shall have an advantage over anyone else. We do like to keep the Rumble completely fair as much as possible until it's no longer possible. Are you all fans of the Rumble?
I have also been recording this interaction.
Oh, I'll add that to your waiver. Okay. It's gonna be a legal note about that. Okay. So have you
very
watched?
Very excited.
Oh, good.
I've been training for this for a very long time. I'm very excited.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm excited for this, as I am in all things, but I was wondering if you might have a libation, some sort of refreshment for this meeting.
Oh, you're welcome to help yourself to the water jug in the corner. No libations. We're not even open yet, really. So I there's water if you'd like.
I pull out a hip flask.
And yourself, gentle friend? To Contra?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'd like
That's
to
fine.
turn to the Admiral and be like, scanning for addiction.
I offer my flask to him.
Would you like to roll an insight check or perception check on that?
Yeah, I have my character sheet. It's going digital. I'm starting to save the trees. All right. Okie dokie. Insight check. Awesome. 13 total.
Feel free to be not totally honest. Addiction, yay or nay?
Edwardo ignores the question.
Oh, no, that wasn't being asked. That's just out of character. 13
I
perception.
don't know. I hadn't thought about it. I just improv'd him wanting a drink because I thought it'd be
Well,
funny.
here we go.
Let us roll.
Make character choices now.
11. We'll call that like could but isn't currently having a problem with alcohol.
So from your scan, a person who likes a drink, but as of yet has overindulgence hasn't become a problem that you're aware of.
Yeah.
So if scanning for weaknesses in your opponents, you're not sure whether or not drink is one of them.
Contra resumes to straightforward.
Yeah, feel free to indulge. There is actually a part in our waiver about indulging during the event. Of course, all competitors are allowed to hydrate or fuel as needed. But that choice is up to you, and we will not be in any way legally or financially liable for your decisions. Okay. Are we ready to begin? Oh, but by the way, I'm Salita. I am of course the Sorceress Supreme's secretary. You will of course meet her at the event. Or if we're already fans, you might be familiar with Our Lady Destiny. Yeah, okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Feel free to tell me out of character. Have you watched the Rumbles before? Let us assume there is a magical fantasy equivalent of television and or the internet that you might have watched recaps of these battles before, or even come to the bar itself and been a patron.
No.
I'm gonna go with Edwardo doesn't know but wants to pretend he does. Yes.
I think Aarensii does know because she's super excited about all of this.
And
I think
maybe once got a real seat there, but not you probably watched it virtually at the temple.
I'm not. I think it's virtual at the temple, and like the older monks have gone. But it's her turn. I think that's what it is.
And then Jake.
I think Contra has scanned and downloaded every single episode ever, scanning for tactical advantages and anything that could help.
Absolutely. So I would say, should things arise wherein a history of the Rumble would be helpful, the two of you are the most likely to have advantage. And unfortunately, Edwardo, not so much.
No way.
Only so far you can bluff. So Contro and Aarensii, you would know, the Lady Destiny, the Sorceress Supreme, is at least the face of the Magicians Guild that is responsible for the Rumble. They are a secretive society in so much as they don't want outside influences to handle how things are done at the Rumble. It is a code of honor to have their identities be secret, so that the different battlefields can be fair and that competitors truly can compete in the most honest fashion possible. But you do know that they are some of the most gifted magicians, sorcerers, wizards, warlocks of the realm who come together collaboratively to engage in this event. So the Lady Destiny is like Effie on crack, just an extravagant persona, a high elf in personage and lineage, who is usually just bedazzled for the night of the performance and functions as one of the hosts. Although every once in a while there are other charismatic personalities who come in to host the Rumble itself. But she is most frequently the host of the event and will be the game master as you enter into the battlefield. So you shall meet her on the night of. But for now, you're in the capable hands of Selena, who ushers you down a hallway through the bar itself, which is a cozy looking bar, softened leather seats mixed with wood, just a nice curved wooden bar space loaded with bottles behind it. A kind of youthful looking half elf is wiping down one of the counters and gives you a little cheery nod as you're taken to another adjacent corner, and a wood panel on the wall slides open as Selena presses her hand to it, and as the doorway opens, the stairway descends. And so as you follow her down, it winds quite a good bit, and you can almost feel, if you're orientating yourself well, that you are not only descending under, but like further from the bar itself. And if you've ever been in attendance at one of these events, you know you're headed down to the arena. Edwardo, you're going to a dark, dank basement level. Who knows? Could be anywhere. But for those of you who have attended an event before, you don't go as far as you would if you were going to the arena. And in fact, at a certain point, she opens another door in a similar way, waving her hand over it. And a door to a fairly brightly lit but sparse room opens. It's kind of like a gym, basically. There's mats on the floor, mats on the walls, bright lighting, fans circulating the air above. Just a small welcome. So this is our little kind of training room and warm-up center, and where you all will be doing your initiation demonstration today. So hold on just a moment, and She kind of pulls a little wand out of the back of her head and gives it a little flick. And from the center of the room, a little dummy just pops up into place. It's a little stuffed dummy. You can see little bits of hay poking out of its body form and head, little stick arms. So, if you would, one by one, and I don't mind whichever order you would like to do, but if you could please attack the dummy.
How far away is it?
30 yards-ish.
Okay, cool. Immediately, without any announcement, shoot Eldritch Blast.
Fantastic.
Both of them, since it's 5th level. We'll just roll to hit the dummy.
That'll do, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Nat 1.
Oh, no! Okay, Nat 1, and what's for the second one?
Nat 20.
Okay, so your first shot is a misfire. Are you shooting this out of, like, hand cannons?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking just little holes.
Oh, Iron Man style. Brilliant.
Yeah, one in each hand because there's 2 that always shoot.
So the first one just misfires, backfires into you, kind of blows your arm out of its socket, and as it's hanging there limply, the other one just destroys the dummy. Just utterly eviscerates it magically. Do you have a color to your Eldritch Blast?
Purple is the color I'm going with for my magic.
So in a blast of purple iridescent flame and fire, this dummy just implodes basically. And at the same point, your other arm is now smoking purple from the joints, just kind of limply hanging unhinged. Oh, well, we will need to fix that, she says. And she waves a wand first at the dummy, and it reassembles, a little smokier, a little worse for wear, and then goes, oh, and also that, and likewise casts a good heal on your arm, and we'll assume it's enough to cover the damage.
Cool.
So with a slick click, your joints pop back into place, and as you rotate them, you notice, in perfect working order. Good to go. Marvelous. Who would like to be second?
I confidently stride up to the dummy and then just backhand it.
Okay. Please make an unarmed attack roll for me.
14, and I have a +4, so 18 to hit.
That does hit. Roll some damage on that.
What?
Roll the damage.
Oh, it's just on my sheet. It just says 2.
Great.
2.
So you genteelly but forcefully backhand this dummy. Its head gives a little spin, and then kind of like limply just like jiggles.
Yep,
You know, it's
I walk
like a
back in line.
bag stuffed with hay. Was that all we were wishing to demonstrate? This is how should I put it? It is informational not only for your fellow competitors, but of course for we, the Rumble staff, so that we can equip you more appropriately. If you'd like, you may make one more attack so that we can know what. How do I put this? You had seen the Rumble before. You're aware that we like to give the opportunity for certain advantages that might advantage one competitor over another at various points.
I say very well, and I draw my rapier, and I literally waltz up to it, and I give it a big old thrust.
Make an attack roll.
That's a 4 plus 5 to hit. That's a 9.
Well, luckily it is a dummy. But what happens is, as you stick your rapier into it, you hit the center pole with a fierce old, you know, because I imagine you've got one of the longer rapiers that's got a good recoil on it. So just perfectly hits that center stick and just and just rattles up your arm.
Yeah, for sure.
So no real damage taken other than you did kind of pierce it. Maybe a little wounded pride on you. You can look back at Salida, who's just going, oh, a swordsman. And she's got a little notebook. And she's just,
Good job.
well done.
I kind of wrestle it out of the one stake and walk back in line.
I'll just give it a little touch up. And she just kind of waves her wand again. And there's no noticeable improvement on the dummy because there wasn't any noticeable damage done to it. But we assume the dummy is once again reset. And my dear Aarensii, I believe.
I think Aarensii is going to. How you said it was 30 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aarensii is going to walk towards the dummy, and she is 20 feet away, she has a dart that she's going to pitch, and as soon as she touches, she's going to run and dash and hit with her quarterstaff. So she's going to use her 2 attacks to be the dart and a quarterstaff attack.
All right. Roll me some
Hopefully she
attacks.
hits with one of them. Come on.
Dummy.
Okay, so 14 for the dart. Does that hit? It's a dummy. I hope it does. Good lord.
Dummy, it's not going anywhere.
Okay, and it's a 25 for the quarterstaff.
Oh, hell yes.
All right, so I will do damage. This is very weird because it's not okay. So quarterstaff.
I'm sorry, you said the first strike was with what? Are you doing both ends of your quarterstaff? Or did I
No,
misunderstand?
I threw it. Where'd you guys go?
Oh, dart. I'm sorry.
I threw a dart and then came through with my quarterstaff.
Got it.
I don't know how that worked, so that was weird. Hold on, let me get to the quarterstaff and roll damage. 9 damage for the quarterstaff.
Okay.
And that is not what I needed to roll at all. Stop that, computer. And 5 damage for the dart. Oh, it's +4. 5 damage for the dart.
So,
That was 14?
dart first, though, yes?
Yeah, dart first, yes.
Yeah. So as you throw your dart, it hits right about what would be the left shoulder on the dummy. And you can see it kind of going ricocheting back, and your dart flies through it with ease because there's like sticks kind of going through for arms, but it goes right through one of the nice soft bits. Kind of goes flying off. You can see a little hole blister through. And then as you come through and strike down with your quarterstaff, you were hoping for a much more impressive like smash through of the dummy, and maybe you just misstepped just a little bit. You get a good solid boom into the main bulk of the dummy, and some more hay comes flying out of the hole you've just created. But it just gives a little lean and then kind of bounces back up into shape. And Salida gives a little, oh, very good. Okay, so we see we have martial and a magical, and then of course our swordsman. So this is wonderful. A nice varied round for our competitors. Does everyone feel as if you have a nice a starter feel for your fellow competitors?
But of course.
Yes.
Sure do. I'm really excited about this.
So,
When do
of
I
course,
kill them?
What? Oh,
I'm immediately less excited about this.
just as a reminder. Well,
Will
of course
there be lunch? Will there be lunch?
Oh yes. A lunch will be brought to your dressing rooms in 73-ish minutes. And of course, we will need you to finish completing your waivers if you have not already done so. But as a reminder on those waiver terms, the Roguelike Rumble is, of course, a fight to the death. But we do remind all competitors that no death in the Rumble arena is permanent. We have our most capable clerical medics on hand to aid in any needed healings, resuscitations, revivifications as needed. So never fear, though we do hopefully intend to drive most of you to unconsciousness. You will be revived following the fight if you are one of the 3 losers. Because of course there must be 3 losers. There is no tying in the Rumble arena. And you may make alliances as you so choose, but do be aware, to the end, it will be a fight to the finish, even if that finish comes from the arena itself. Again, you are encouraged to make friends with patronage as they arrive for the evening. Of course, they will have the ability to sponsor you with additional aid and items and potions to help you endure the fight ahead. But should many of you remain standing in the second half of our endeavor, the Lady Destiny will, of course, trigger greater effects from the arena itself to ensure that there is only one person standing at the end. Are there any questions? No. Wonderful.
What will lunch be?
Again, and well, now in about 71 and a half minutes.
Oh no, I'm sorry, dear. You misheard me. What will lunch be, not when.
I have to go ask the chef. Probably the katsu and some Brussels sprouts. That's usually my favorite to serve. So, a good, get a little protein, get a little vegetable for your before your fight. The potatoes are also quite good if you like. You can have them any way you like. I'm sure we can ask the chef.
I enjoy having things any way I like.
Oh, well, then I encourage you to make friends with your patrons so that they will make sure the battle goes the way you like. Okay. All right. I'll show you all now to your dressing rooms. Make sure you sign those waivers before you eat your lunch. I will come to collect those right before the meal is served. And once again, it is a pleasure to have you all competing for your first times in the Rumble arena. Oh, you love first timers. Gets me every time. Let's go. And so she escorts you all off. You each have a plain but comfortable dressing room to relax in, to get comfortable, get ready for the fight ahead. You can sort out any spell components needed. You can polish your blades, recalibrate your weapons as needed. But you have a few hours to go for the fight begins. And that's where we'll call it. So, the day of the tournament, you're running late. Incidental to whether or not it was easy or hard to get here. Some, fashion choices that morning were difficult, or, something held you up, or you chose to be held up. Perhaps you wanted to make a grand entrance, but at any point, you missed out on the meeting that you were supposed to be at pre-game. And so you have arrived a little late, and you were ushered into a little back office, very nondescript. There were 4 chairs, a little desk covered with papers and parchments and ink spill on the corner, and a little kind of mousy halfling woman who introduced herself as Salida has ushered you in and sat you down in the chair of your choosing. Just out of curiosity, if there's 4 chairs, one closest to the door, one closest to the wall, which would you choose?
The second closest to the wall.
Very good. So Salida kind of hurries around the desk, and she's got kind of fluffy, wild hair. And as she sits down across from you, please describe yourself. What is she seeing?
I'm like a human. I'm super fit. And I have really big, long, curly red hair, but like it's not all the same color red because I want it to be like different. It's like some of it's dyed darker red and some of it's dyed like orangey red, just like a bunch of different reds, like fire. And I'm wearing like leather armor, and I have like flowers sticking out of it, and just classic blacks underneath to make sure that I'm just like a little stealthy.
Well, thank you so much for making it, and I'm it's a little distressing. Normally heroes are on time. This is, of course, a rather bit of an honor to have been selected to compete.
I like totally understand. I'm super duper sorry, but I kept getting my eyeliner wrong, and like when the wing is not tight, like it's not right. So I had to keep redoing it, and then I had to keep redoing it until it was finally perfect, and then I came.
Well, we are so delighted you are here. Unfortunately, you have missed the earlier kind of initiation with the other candidates. But don't worry. There will be a viewing stone in your dressing room, so you can take a watch at their first meeting, and then of course the bit we'll get to, and then likewise, if you notice up in the corner, and she points to like there's a little like a blinking red light in one of the corners, magical, of course. This whole interaction is being recorded, as the entire event will be. But this is particularly for the candidate's benefit. We want all heroes to begin on an equal foot, and to have a good idea of who their competitors are. So especially since the 4 of you are all brand new and this is your first competition, we need to get a little more information from you. So yes, the waiver, of course, will also be in your dressing room. Make sure you do sign that. It is important, and that you will have to be done before, of course, you compete. Includes the usual clauses and such, of which I am sure you are familiar. And of course, we will remind you that any death in the tournament is not final, though it will, of course, be a fight to the death. We anticipate and expect and will require there to be 3 competitors on the floor by the finish. But our finest clerics and other magical staff are waiting at the wings to revivify as needed. So again, no permanent death.
That's wonderful.
We do, of course, want all of our competitors to be able to come back and compete again. And but anyway, unless you had any questions, we'll head out of this office and downstairs.
Okay.
Great. So she leads you out, and you go through the bar, which is a warm, largely wooden bar with soft glowing and flickering lights around the edges. The seats are a mix of it's just soft, aged but well cared for red leather. And wooden, of course. It's a cozy bar, and I assume, being local, not only is it a wonderful bar, but it is also a false front. She takes you to the side of the bar where there is in fact a door, and she kind of waves a hand in front of a panel on it, and it slides, revealing an opening, and a wash of cool air wafts over you, and you descend down the stairs, and she leads you kind of down and around as you're descending into the earth. And again, being familiar with the rumble, she's taking you kind of down to the arena. And so it curves kind of out from where the bar was as you're going further down and around. And this is because the arena itself is much larger than the bar above. So beneath, she kind of stops in the hallway. Have you ever been to a Roguelike Rumble? Have you ever attended?
Oh, yes. I usually come a lot with my friends, and so I started doing like my own stuff. But yeah, I used to come a lot when I was like a teenager and like watch all of the really cool people murder each other. It was really great.
So you'll be familiar. Not going as far as the arena itself. You've actually stopped off. She leads you into a little side chamber, and as she again waves her hand over a panel on the door, it opens to reveal a very bright but fairly sparse training room. Basically a gym. It's got padded floors, padded walls, fans magically circulating above. And as she leads you into this room, she pulls a little wand out of her hair and flicks it towards the center of the room. And from the floor pops up a little stuffed dummy. Just boop. Arms out, padded center, padded head flopping a little bit, clearly stuffed with hay. But so far, looks no worse for wear. And she says, well, that is your target, and if you would just attack.
Oh,
About
like
30 feet.
right now? Like right now?
Yes, right now, please.
Okay. So she'd probably just, first off, just throw her hand axe right at it from where she just walk a few steps forward, and then, oh, nice. So 19 plus 6, 25. Okay. 5, 6, 7, and then 8 damage.
Fantastic. So where are you aiming? Chest or head?
Just right in the center. Just
brilliant. So you throw up just a beautiful, it's spiraling through the air, and with a just satisfying thwunk, pounds through the padded chest of the dummy, and you hear a crack as the center pole just kind of, that was a squick. I can't do a wooden crack noise. You've got it. A nice wood breaking sound occurs as the dummy cleaves, not totally in half. It doesn't completely fall apart, but it definitely, the top half falls to the side a good bit, and hay flies out. And Salida just, oh, very good, and notes down on a little notepad that she's pulled out. Well, that is wonderful. Are you interested in a second attack?
okay. And then I would probably do a thunderous smite. So it would be a strength check of oh wait, no. Yes, a strength check of 14.
Against the dummy.
Yeah.
It has
So-
no strength.
Great.
It's a dummy.
Great. I mean, obviously, I know, but
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of damage.
So is this full on a thunderbolt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I envisioned. So crackling down through the ceiling, just a rollicking bolt of thunder. It explodes the rest of the dummy, singes the hay, sets it a bit on fire, and leaves a wonderful cinder mark on the floor of ash, and in the total destruction and devastation of this poor dummy. And this, you can see, just delights Selita. She is well pleased, and she goes, "Oh, that will definitely do well." Well, wonderful, thank you. That's exactly what we needed. We just recorded this, and she gestures to another little magical light source in the corner. Recorded this for the benefit of your competitors, and I think that will do just the trick to let them know a little bit about who you are and what to expect. And again, likewise, you will have, of course, their initial attacks to peruse at your leisure in your dressing room, which I will take you to now.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And yeah, so you are led off to another little side room. Not terribly outfitted. It's not super kitted. You get the notion this is the starter hero's dressing room. So it's a table. It's got a mirror. It's got a chair and a wash basin. You're given a nice meal from the bar upstairs, and this is where the game will begin. You are ready and waiting to go.
Love it.